Hello everyone, and welcome back to Audio Reality of Life Story. I'd like to personally thank you for taking the time to join us today. Whether you're commuting, working out at the gym, or simply relaxing at home, we're truly grateful that you've chosen to spend part of your day with us. In today's episode, we'll dive into another powerful story inspired by real-life emotions, challenges, and lessons that remind us of the strength of the human spirit. So, sit back, get comfortable, and let's begin today's journey together. Sugar. Appearances are often the greatest illusion. Wisdom begins when we learn to look beyond them. The first rays of dawn painted the sleepy village of Willow Creek in shades of gold and amber. Dewdrops sparkled on emerald grass like scattered diamonds, while birds welcomed the morning with cheerful melodies. Among the villagers lived a woman named Amelia Hart. She was known for her gentle smile, kind heart, and remarkable beauty. Her long chestnut hair flowed like silk down her shoulders, and her emerald green eyes reflected warmth that made strangers instantly feel welcome. People admired Amelia. Children ran to greet her. Neighbors praised her generosity. Visitors believed she lived a perfect life, but appearances, as Amelia would eventually learn, often concealed truths too deep for the eyes to notice. Every morning, Amelia opened her tiny bakery before sunrise. The scent of freshly baked bread drifted through the streets. Customers lined up outside her wooden shop, smiling as she greeted each one by name.
Good morning, Amelia. Your sourdough is the best in the county,
Called Mrs. Dawson. Amelia smiled.
Good morning, too. Fresh from the oven.
Little Oliver rushed through the doorway.
Miss Amelia, I saved your favorite cinnamon bun.
His face lit up.
Really?
Amelia smiled at him.
Really?
Little Oliver smiled back at her. His mother laughed.
You spoil him.
Little Oliver mother gratefully answered.
I believe every child deserves a little sweetness.
Amelia replied to her. By afternoon, the bakery was full of conversation, laughter, and the gentle clink of teacups. To anyone watching, Amelia looked perfectly happy. But appearances often tell only half the story. Every evening, after the final customer left, silence settled over the bakery like a heavy blanket. Everyone believed Amelia's kindness came naturally. No one knew the loneliness she carried home every evening. No one noticed how her smile slowly disappeared after locking the bakery doors. But appearances often tell only half the story. Every evening, after the final customer left, silence settled over the bakery like a heavy blanket. Amelia would wipe the flour from the counters, extinguish the lanterns, lock the front door, and climb the narrow staircase to the small apartment above the shop. There, the smiles faded. The cheerful voice disappeared. Only memories remained. 3 years earlier, Amelia had buried her mother. A year later, she buried her father. Behind the cheerful face was a woman grieving the loss of her parents, who had died within a year of each other. They had taught her a simple lesson. Kindness costs nothing, but trust should be earned. The bakery became her inheritance, not just the building, but the dream her parents had built with love, patience, and sacrifice. Sometimes she sat alone at the kitchen table, holding an old teacup that had belonged to her mother. The house felt impossibly quiet. She often wished someone would knock on her door, not to buy bread, but simply to ask how she was. Loneliness is a strange companion. It never speaks loudly. Instead, it whispers. It convinces you that being seen is the same as being known, and Amelia, despite being surrounded by people every day, had never felt more alone. One rainy afternoon, while organizing a dusty cupboard, Amelia discovered a small wooden box hidden behind stacks of old recipe books. The box was simple, made of polished oak, with delicate carvings of wheat and wildflowers along its edges. Inside lay a faded photograph of her parents standing outside the bakery on the day it first opened. They were young then, smiling with hopeful eyes. Beneath the photograph rested a folded letter written in her father's careful handwriting. Her fingers trembled as she unfolded it.
My dearest Amelia, if you are reading this, then life has already asked more of you than any daughter should have to bear. Your mother and I taught you to be kind because kindness is one of life's greatest gifts. But there is another lesson we prayed you would never need. Do not become bitter. Instead, become wiser. Never judge hearts by faces. Judge them by consistency. A kind person remains kind when no one is watching. An honest person tells the truth even when lying is easier. A trustworthy person keeps promises even when keeping them is difficult. Not every smile is sincere. Not every helping hand wishes to help. Some people hide sharp intentions behind gentle words. Remember what your grandmother used to say whenever she cooked? Salt and sugar look alike. Only wisdom knows the difference before tasting. Only time reveals their true nature.
Amelia smiled faintly. She remembered. As a little girl, she had once mistaken salt for sugar while helping her grandmother bake cookies. One bite had filled her mouth with bitterness. Her grandmother had laughed warmly before saying,
Never judge by appearance alone, little bird. Life is full of things that wear beautiful disguises.
At the time, Amelia thought it was simply a lesson about baking. Now she wondered whether it had always been about people. She carefully folded the letter and placed it back inside the box. Outside, rain tapped softly against the windows. The village church bell echoed through the valley. Everything felt peaceful, too peaceful, because while Amelia sat quietly remembering her parents, someone else was already making his way toward Willow Creek. Far beyond the hills, a black carriage rolled steadily along the muddy road. Inside sat a man dressed in a tailored charcoal coat. He studied a worn map before folding it neatly into his pocket. His dark eyes settled on the distant outline of the village. A faint smile crossed his face.
Willow Creek. That's a nice town. I've heard kind people live there.
The man murmured. He adjusted the silver watch hanging from his waistcoat. Then he smiled again. It was a handsome smile. Practiced, convincing, the kind of smile that inspired trust before a single word was spoken. The carriage continued toward the village as thunder rumbled softly in the distance. Back at the bakery, Amelia stood at her window watching the rain fall. She had no way of knowing that her quiet life was about to change forever. She believed tomorrow would be just another ordinary day of kneading dough, serving customers, and smiling through her loneliness. She could not yet see that fate was approaching on 4 wooden wheels. Sometimes life changes with a single knock on the door. Sometimes the sweetest looking gift carries the deepest sorrow. And sometimes, salt looks exactly like sugar. As the rain stopped, a single ray of sunlight broke through the clouds, illuminating the old wooden box on Amelia's table. It was almost as if her parents were offering one final warning. The lesson had been placed before her. Whether she would remember it when it mattered most was a question only time could answer. The charming stranger. Amelia meets the mysterious traveler whose kindness, generosity, and irresistible charm captivate the entire village, but subtle clues reveal that not everything about him is what it seems. The rain had washed Willow Creek clean. Morning sunlight shimmered on the rooftops, turning tiny droplets into sparkling jewels. The village seemed brighter than ever, as though nature itself had decided to begin a new chapter. Amelia unlocked the bakery door just as the church clock struck 6. Old Mr. Bennet shuffled inside with his walking stick.
Good morning, Amelia. How are you?
Good morning too, Mr. Bennet. Your rye loaf is waiting. You always remember. My father used to say people return for kindness long before they return for bread.
Mr. Bennet gently smiled to Amelia.
Your father was a kind and wise man.
As the bakery grew busy, Amelia found comfort in the rhythm of ordinary life. For a little while, she forgot the letter she had read the previous evening. One rainy afternoon, a handsome traveler arrived in Willow Creek. He wore elegant clothes, polished boots, and carried himself with confidence. Outside, a horse-drawn carriage rolled slowly into the village square. A tall man emerged. His polished black boots barely made a sound against the cobblestones. He wore a charcoal grey coat tailored to perfection, a crisp white shirt, and a silver pocket watch that glimmered in the morning sun. His dark hair was neatly combed, and his confident posture suggested he belonged in grand cities rather than quiet villages. Several villagers looked up from their morning errands.
Who is he?
Whispered one woman.
I've never seen him before.
Another lady replied. The stranger smiled politely at everyone he passed. It wasn't an exaggerated smile. It was calm, warm, inviting, the kind of smile that immediately lowered people's guard. Children waved. He waved back. His name, Adrian Woody. An elderly man dropped a basket of apples. Before anyone else could react, the stranger bent down and helped gather every apple, placing them carefully back into the basket.
Thank you,
the old man said.
It was nothing.
His voice was gentle, rich, and reassuring. By the time he reached Hart's bakery, half the village had already formed a favorable opinion of him. The small bell above the bakery door chimed. Amelia looked up. For a brief moment, the bustling bakery seemed unusually quiet. The stranger removed his hat.
Good morning.
His voice was calm, almost musical.
Good morning, too.
Amelia replied with a welcoming smile.
I'm Adrian Woody, new to Willow Creek.
He introduced himself to Amelia.
Then you found the right place for breakfast.
Amelia told Adrian politely.
I certainly hope so.
Simply smiled to Amelia while his eyes wandered across the shelves.
The aroma alone convinced me to come inside.
Amelia laughed softly.
What can I get for you?
Amelia gave a smile to Adrian while she asking him. Adrian studied the display as though each pastry deserved careful consideration.
I'll have 1 sourdough loaf, 2 cinnamon rolls, and whatever you would recommend to someone visiting your beautiful village for the first time.
My mother's recipe.
Amelia pointed toward a golden apple tart.
I'll trust your recommendation,
Adrian replied to her. The word trust lingered in Amelia's mind for reasons she couldn't explain. She carefully wrapped the pastries.
That will be $8.
Amelia said to him. Instead of counting coins, the stranger placed a large banknote on the counter.
I'm afraid I don't have smaller change.
Amelia opened the register.
I'll get the difference.
He gently shook his head.
Please don't.
Amelia looked surprised.
Consider the rest a thank you,
Adrian told her.
Oh, I couldn't possibly.
I insist.
Adrian gave her a warm smile. Nearby customers exchanged impressed glances.
what a generous gentleman.
He must be wealthy.
Other customers said.
He has excellent manners.
Amelia hesitated before accepting.
Thank you.
Amelia in a shy voice.
My pleasure.
He extended his hand.
Again, my name is Adrian Woody.
Amelia shook it with a shy smile.
Call me Amelia Hart.
What a beautiful name.
Amelia felt warmth rise to her cheeks.
You flatter me.
I simply tell the truth.
He smiled again before leaving the bakery. As the bell chimed behind him, several women sighed quietly.
What a gentleman! He reminds me of characters from storybooks. I wonder why someone like him came here.
Amelia watched through the window as Adrian disappeared into the village square. She realized she was still smiling. Over the following week, Adrian became a familiar face. Every morning, he visited the bakery at precisely the same time. Every morning, he greeted everyone before greeting himself. He remembered people's names after hearing them only once. He listened more than he spoke. He complimented without sounding insincere. When Mrs. Dawson struggled to carry flour home, Adrian offered to help. When little Oliver scraped his knee, Adrian comforted him before carrying him safely to his mother. When the church roof lost several shingles during a storm, Adrian quietly joined the volunteers repairing it. By the end of the second week, Willow Creek had almost unanimously accepted him as one of their own. The villagers admired him.
He has such a generous heart, so respectful.
A man with manners is rare these days.
The villagers said even Amelia found herself looking toward the bakery door each morning, wondering when the little bell would ring. One afternoon, Adrian noticed her struggling to lift a heavy sack of flour. Without asking permission, he stepped forward.
Allow me. It's quite heavy. I've carried heavier.
Adrian gave a help to Amelia without waiting her response.
You've saved me quite a struggle.
Amelia grateful thanks to Adrian.
I'm happy to help.
Adrian gave a bit smile to Amelia.
You've helped everyone since arriving.
Adrian smiled modestly.
Perhaps because kindness should travel wherever we do.
Adrian gently replied to Amelia. His answer sounded so genuine that Amelia believed every word. Not everyone, however, was convinced. Across the street sat an elderly woman knitting quietly outside her cottage. Her name was Margaret Ellsworth. She was 76 years old and had lived in Willow Creek her entire life. People often sought her advice because experience had sharpened her ability to notice what others overlooked. Margaret watched Adrian carefully, not with suspicion, with curiosity. She noticed tiny details. He always smiled, but never with his eyes. He remembered everyone's stories, yet rarely shared his own. He asked many questions, but answered very few. Most villagers admired his confidence. Margaret wondered why someone so accomplished had chosen such a small village. That evening, she entered the bakery carrying a basket of fresh herbs.
You've made a new friend,
Margaret said to Amelia. Amelia smiled to Margaret.
Adrian?
Margaret nodded.
He seems wonderful. He certainly appears that way.
Amelia frowned slightly.
You don't like him?
Margaret chose her words carefully.
I don't know him well enough to like or dislike him. He has been nothing but kind. I'm sure he has.
Margaret said to Amelia.
So why do you sound concerned?
Amelia replied to Margaret. Margaret reached into her basket and removed 2 tiny linen bags. She poured white crystals from each onto separate saucers. One held sugar, the other held salt.
Tell me which is which.
Margaret seriously asked Amelia. Amelia laughed.
I can't. Exactly. They look identical.
Margaret nodded.
So do honesty and deception in the beginning.
Amelia remembered her father's letter. A strange chill passed through her. Margaret gently placed 1 crystal of sugar on Amelia's tongue. Sweetness spread instantly. Then came the salt. Its sharp taste lingered far longer.
You see, your eyes cannot always protect you.
Margaret whispered to Amelia.
Then what can?
Amelia remained silent.
Take time. Never rush to decide who someone is.
Margaret continued.
A person's true character is revealed not by their finest moments, but by the ordinary choices they make when no one is watching.
Margaret said and held Amelia's hand while looking on her eyes. As Margaret left, Amelia glanced toward the window. Across the village square, Adrian was laughing with several children as he carved little wooden animals for them. The scene looked perfect, beautiful, wholesome, exactly like the kind of picture that belonged inside a storybook. Yet for reasons she couldn't explain, Margaret's words echoed in her heart. Salt and sugar look alike. The evening sun slipped behind the hills, casting long shadows across Willow Creek. From a distance, Adrian paused and looked toward the bakery. His smile slowly faded. For the first time since arriving, his expression became unreadable. He reached into his coat pocket and unfolded a small piece of paper. It contained only 3 handwritten words. Earn her trust. He stared at the note for several seconds. Then, without hesitation, he folded it again and slipped it back into his pocket. A gentle smile returned to his face before anyone could notice it had ever disappeared. High above the village, dark clouds began gathering beyond the mountains. The people of Willow Creek welcomed a stranger into their hearts. None of them realized that storms rarely announce themselves with thunder. Sometimes, they arrive wearing a smile. Sweet lies. Adrian becomes an indispensable part of Amelia's life. As romance blossoms, small inconsistencies begin to surface, and Margaret starts uncovering clues that suggest Adrian's arrival in Willow Creek was far from accidental. Autumn arrived gently in Willow Creek. The maple trees lining the village square exchanged their summer greens for brilliant shades of amber, crimson, and gold. Every breeze carried the scent of fallen leaves, wood smoke, and freshly baked bread. The village seemed wrapped in warmth, as though nature itself had tucked a comforting blanket around every home. For Amelia, life had become unexpectedly brighter. Every morning, the familiar chime above the bakery door announced Adrian's arrival. It became a ritual neither of them spoke about. He would arrive shortly after sunrise. She would already have a cup of tea waiting.
You remembered?
I remember everyone who brightens my mornings.
Amelia replied with a smile. He would laugh softly before helping arrange the day's display. The villagers noticed.
They make a lovely pair. He's exactly what Amelia deserves.
Perhaps happiness has finally found her.
The villagers said. Even Amelia found herself believing those words. For the first time since losing her parents, the silence in her heart seemed less overwhelming. Adrian had a remarkable gift. He knew exactly what people longed to hear. When Mr. Bennet worried about growing old, Adrian spoke of wisdom. When young couples argued, he encouraged patience. When children doubted themselves, he praised their courage. To each person, he became exactly who they needed. No one questioned it. Why would they? Kindness was easy to trust. One afternoon, as Amelia struggled to carry several heavy sacks of flour from a delivery wagon, Adrian appeared beside her.
You shouldn't be lifting these alone.
I've done it for years.
That doesn't mean you should.
Before she could protest, he lifted the sacks with surprising ease. Inside the bakery, he noticed a loose shelf hanging crookedly against the wall.
May I?
Adrian asked Amelia. Amelia nodded. Within an hour, he had repaired the shelf, tightened loose hinges, and even fixed the old clock that had been broken for months. Amelia looked around in amazement.
Is there anything you can't do?
Adrian smiled.
My father always believed a person should learn every skill that might help someone else.
What did your father do?
For the first time, Adrian hesitated.
He traveled.
What kind of work?
A little of everything.
His answer was smooth. Too smooth. Before Amelia could ask another question, a customer entered the bakery. The conversation ended. Across the street, Margaret watched from her porch. She had noticed the hesitation. Tiny, almost invisible, but real. That evening, she visited Amelia carrying a basket of apples.
Business seems good.
It is.
And Adrian?
Amelia smiled without realizing it.
He's been wonderful.
Margaret carefully sliced one apple in half. The outside looked flawless. The inside revealed a dark patch of rot hidden beneath the skin.
Do you know why I brought this one?
It looked perfect.
Exactly.
Margaret handed Amelia the knife.
Sometimes decay begins where eyes cannot see.
Amelia sighed gently.
You still don't trust him.
I don't distrust him.
Then what?
I simply haven't seen enough.
But everyone loves him?
Margaret looked toward the bakery window.
So did the villagers 20 years ago.
Amelia frowned.
What happened?
There was another stranger.
You never told me?
Because I hoped I never would have to.
Margaret's voice grew quieter.
He arrived with kind words and generous gifts.
What became of him?
He left.
And?
He didn't leave alone.
Amelia's heart tightened.
He convinced 3 families to invest their savings in a business that never existed. They lost everything.
The room fell silent.
People wanted to believe him because he looked trustworthy.
Margaret gently touched Amelia's hand.
My dear, deception rarely wears an ugly face.
Days turned into weeks. Adrian became part of nearly every village activity. He helped rebuild the playground. He donated books to the school. He organized a charity dinner for struggling families. Even the mayor praised him publicly.
We're fortunate to have a man of such character among us.
The villagers applauded. Amelia watched proudly from the crowd. Margaret remained seated. Her applause never came. One chilly evening, Adrian and Amelia walked beside the river. Moonlight shimmered across the gentle current. The village lights glowed behind them like scattered stars.
I've never felt this peaceful.
Amelia admitted.
You deserve peace.
So do you.
He smiled.
Perhaps I finally found it.
They stopped beneath an old willow tree.
I should tell you something.
Adrian said quietly. Amelia looked at him.
I wasn't planning to stay here.
No?
I came searching for a place where life moved more slowly.
And did you find it?
I found more than that.
His eyes met hers.
I found you.
Before Amelia could answer, he reached into his pocket and produced a small velvet box. Inside rested a delicate silver necklace. At its center hung a tiny pendant shaped like two crystals.
They look identical,
Adrian said.
One represents sugar, and the other, salt.
Amelia smiled.
My grandmother used to tell me they looked alike.
My mother said the same.
He fastened the necklace around her neck.
It suits you.
She touched the pendant gently.
It's beautiful.
What she did not know was that the necklace had not been chosen by chance. Late that night, after everyone had gone to sleep, Adrian lit a candle in the small cottage he had rented on the edge of the village. He removed the silver pocket watch from his coat. Hidden beneath it was another folded piece of paper. This one was older. The edges were worn. The handwriting was different. He unfolded it slowly. It contained a single sentence. Do not return until the bakery belongs to you. Adrian stared at the words. His expression hardened. For a long moment, he remained perfectly still. Then something unexpected happened. He looked toward the window. In the distance, Hart's bakery glowed softly beneath the moonlight. He remembered Amelia laughing that morning as flour covered both of them while baking bread. He remembered little Oliver proudly showing him a wooden birdhouse. He remembered Mr. Bennet thanking him for fixing his broken fence. His eyes closed. A flicker of guilt crossed his face. The letter trembled slightly in his hands. Without warning, he held it over the candle flame. The paper caught fire. Orange light reflected in his eyes as the edges curled into black ash. He watched until only glowing embers remained.
I can't,
he whispered. But before the last ember died, there was a knock at the door. 3 slow knocks. Adrian froze. He opened the door cautiously. A tall man stood outside, dressed in a dark overcoat with rain dripping from its collar.
You've been difficult to find,
the stranger said coldly. Adrian's face turned pale.
I told you never to come here.
You don't make the rules.
The stranger stepped inside without invitation. His eyes wandered around the modest room before settling on the ashes in the fireplace.
So,
he said quietly,
you've started believing your own performance.
Adrian remained silent. The man smiled, not kindly, not warmly. It was a smile without compassion.
The family is waiting.
I need more time.
You've already had 6 months.
They trust me.
Good.
The stranger stepped closer until only inches separated them.
Now make sure they sign everything.
His words hung heavily in the room. Outside, the wind howled through the trees. Inside the bakery across the village, Amelia slept peacefully, unaware that the man she was slowly falling in love with was hiding a truth powerful enough to destroy everything she had rebuilt. And yet, deep within Adrian's conflicted heart, for the first time in years, deception was beginning to lose its battle against conscience. Whether love could overcome the lies he had already told remained uncertain. But one thing had become painfully clear. The sweetest lies are the hardest to recognize, because they are wrapped in genuine moments, sincere smiles, and emotions that begin as pretense, only to become frighteningly real. The fall. Winter arrived earlier than anyone expected. A blanket of fresh snow covered Willow Creek, softening every rooftop and turning the village into a picture from an old storybook. Smoke curled from chimneys. Children laughed as they built snowmen in the square, and lanterns glowed warmly against the long, cold evenings. Inside Hart's Bakery, however, Amelia felt a quiet uneasiness she could not explain. She had begun to notice little things, not lies, not exactly, just empty spaces. Whenever she asked about his childhood, his answers were brief. Whenever she asked about his family, he changed the subject. Whenever someone mentioned the future, a shadow crossed his face before he smiled again. The smile was always convincing, but now she wondered what it was hiding. One snowy afternoon, Adrian arrived carrying a leather folder.
I've been thinking,
he said as he brushed snow from his coat.
Dangerous words.
Amelia joked. He laughed.
I mean it.
He spread several papers across the bakery table.
You work harder than anyone I know.
I enjoy it, but imagine what this bakery could become.
She looked at the drawings. There were plans for a larger dining room, new ovens, additional staff, even a small cafe overlooking the river.
It would be beautiful,
she whispered.
It could become the finest bakery in the county.
She smiled, but concern crept into her voice.
It would cost more money than I have.
There are investors.
I don't like debt.
It's not debt. It's opportunity.
He spoke calmly, patiently, never raising his voice. Every concern Amelia expressed was met with a reassuring answer. Every doubt seemed to melt away beneath his confidence.
You trust me, don't you?
He asked softly. The question lingered between them. Amelia looked into his eyes.
I do.
The words left her lips before she had fully considered them. Adrian lowered his gaze. Instead of looking pleased, he looked ashamed. That evening, Margaret visited the bakery carrying a loaf of homemade bread. She noticed the documents immediately.
What are these?
Expansion plans.
Margaret quietly read the first page. Her expression changed.
Who prepared these?
Adrian?
Have you shown them to a lawyer?
No.
To the bank?
Not yet.
Margaret placed the papers back on the table.
My dear.
There it is again. What? That look.
What look?
The one that says you think he's deceiving me.
Margaret sighed.
I don't know whether he is.
Then why won't you believe in him?
Because trust isn't something you give all at once.
She walked to the kitchen shelf and picked up 2 glass jars. One contained honey, the other contained clear syrup.
They look almost identical.
She dipped a spoon into each.
One nourishes, the other merely imitates.
Amelia folded her arms.
You always speak in riddles.
No.
Margaret smiled sadly.
I speak in memories.
The following morning, Adrian met the dark-coated stranger in the forest beyond the village. Snow crunched beneath their boots. The trees stood silent around them.
Have the papers been signed?
The stranger asked.
Not yet.
You've had months.
I need more time.
You don't have more time.
The man handed Adrian another envelope.
Your father made a deal.
I know.
He owed a great deal of money.
I know.
He died before paying it.
I know.
Now you pay.
Adrian stared at the envelope without opening it.
I won't destroy her.
The stranger's face hardened.
You already agreed.
I was desperate.
You still are.
The stranger stepped closer.
If you don't finish this, we'll collect the debt another way.
Adrian understood the threat immediately. It wasn't aimed at him. It was aimed at the only people he still had left, his younger sister and his elderly aunt, living in another town under assumed names after years of hiding from the same criminal network. The stranger turned to leave.
Oh.
He paused.
Don't forget.
He smiled coldly.
Salt looks like sugar.
Then he disappeared into the falling snow. That night, Adrian couldn't sleep. He sat alone in his cottage, staring at the unsigned documents. Everything had begun as a plan to save his family, earn Amelia's trust, convince her to sign, transfer ownership, disappear. Simple. But nothing was simple anymore. He had fallen in love with the woman he had intended to deceive. Her kindness had become impossible to exploit. Her honesty had become impossible to betray. For the first time in his life, he wanted to be worthy of someone's trust. The next morning, Amelia discovered something unexpected. While cleaning the bakery office, she accidentally knocked a small notebook from Adrian's coat, which he had left hanging near the door. She hesitated. She had no intention of invading his privacy, but as she bent to pick it up, a folded document slipped out. Across the top, in bold letters, were the words, "Property Transfer Agreement." Her heartbeat quickened. She unfolded the first page. Her own name appeared beside the bakery's legal description. Several paragraphs later, another name caught her eye. Adrian Woody. Her hands trembled. Footsteps approached from the front of the shop. Quickly, she returned the notebook to the coat. Adrian entered carrying fresh flowers.
I thought these would brighten the bakery.
She looked at him. The flowers suddenly felt heavier than stone.
Thank you.
He smiled.
Is everything all right?
She forced herself to smile back.
Just tired.
For the first time, she lied to him. That evening, Amelia walked through the snow to Margaret's cottage. Without speaking, she placed the copied document on the table. Margaret adjusted her spectacles and read every page in silence. When she finished, she looked up.
What are you going to do?
I don't know.
Do you believe he loves you?
Amelia's eyes filled with tears.
I don't know.
Do you believe he intended to deceive you?
She closed her eyes.
I don't know.
Margaret reached across the table and gently held Amelia's hand.
Then don't make your decision tonight.
Why?
Because pain is a poor advisor.
Meanwhile, Adrian stood alone outside the bakery. Snowflakes settled quietly on his shoulders. He reached into his pocket and removed the engagement ring he had bought weeks earlier. He had planned to propose on Christmas Eve. Now it felt impossible. The lies between them had grown too large, too heavy. He whispered into the frozen night.
I'm so sorry.
Behind him, hidden in the shadows across the street, the dark-coated stranger watched every movement. He smiled. His plan was unfolding exactly as expected. He knew something Adrian did not. The property transfer papers were only the beginning. The real betrayal had already been set in motion, and before the first snow of winter melted. Someone in Willow Creek would lose far more than a bakery. Someone would lose their faith in everything they believed about trust, love, and truth. Far away, the church bell struck midnight. Its solemn echo drifted through the sleeping village. Neither Amelia nor Adrian realized that by sunrise, one secret would be exposed, and another, far more dangerous one, would finally come to light. The storm they feared was no longer approaching. It had already arrived. Truth beneath the surface, Amelia uncovers the full extent of the conspiracy. Adrian must choose between saving the woman he loves or protecting his own family, and the true mastermind behind the deception is finally revealed. The first rays of sunlight struggled through the heavy winter clouds, casting a pale glow over Willow Creek. Snow still covered the rooftops, but beneath its quiet beauty lay a tension that no one in the village could yet see. Amelia had not slept. The property transfer agreement lay folded on her bedside table beside her father's old letter. She read the two documents over and over, as though the words might change if she looked at them long enough. One spoke of love, wisdom, and trust. The other spoke of signatures, ownership, and legal control. One had been written by a father who wanted to protect her, the other by a man she had begun to love. Her heart felt torn between them. The bakery opened as usual. Customers laughed, children ran through the snow outside, and the warm aroma of bread filled the room. To everyone else, It was another ordinary morning. Only Amelia knew that every smile she offered hid a storm inside her. The bell above the door rang. Adrian stepped inside carrying a basket of fresh pine branches.
I thought we'd decorate for Christmas.
He smiled warmly. When Amelia looked at him now, she saw two men at once. The man who had repaired broken shelves. The man whose notebook held documents about her bakery. She couldn't tell which one was real.
Amelia?
She realized she had been staring.
I'm sorry, I was distracted.
He placed the basket on the counter.
Is something wrong?
She wanted to ask him everything.
Why are these papers in your notebook? Who are you, really? Did you ever love me?
Instead, she whispered.
No.
It was the second lie between them. Adrian nodded, though he could see the sadness in her eyes. For the first time since arriving in Willow Creek, he understood that she no longer looked at him with complete trust, and he knew why. That afternoon, Margaret invited Amelia to her cottage. The old woman placed a small wooden box on the table.
I've never shown this to anyone.
Inside were faded letters, yellowed newspaper clippings, and an old photograph. The photograph showed a younger Margaret standing beside her husband, Thomas. They were smiling in front of a successful general store.
He was the kindest man I ever knew.
Margaret said softly.
What happened?
A charming businessman came to town 40 years ago.
Amelia remained silent.
He promised to expand our store across the county.
Margaret's fingers trembled as she touched the photograph.
We trusted him.
He disappeared?
No.
Margaret's voice broke.
He stayed just long enough for us to sign everything.
Thomas blamed himself. The loss of the store destroyed his confidence. Within a year, illness took him from her.
It wasn't the money that broke him.
Margaret whispered.
It was realizing he'd mistaken deception for friendship.
Tears filled Amelia's eyes.
I'm so sorry.
Margaret smiled sadly.
That is why I have always told you.
She poured two small bowls onto the table, one filled with sugar, the other with salt.
They still look the same.
Yes.
But now you understand the lesson.
Amelia nodded slowly.
Sometimes we don't discover the difference until after we've tasted it.
That evening, Adrian made his decision. He walked through the snow to the abandoned mill on the edge of the forest. The dark-coated stranger was waiting.
I've come to end this.
The stranger smiled.
Have you finally obtained her signature?
No.
The smile vanished.
I'm not going to.
Silence filled the old mill, then the stranger laughed.
You've fallen in love.
Adrian didn't answer.
I warned your father this would happen one day.
My father never wanted this life.
He chose it.
He chose survival.
So are you.
Adrian looked directly into the man's eyes.
No. I'm choosing something different.
The stranger's expression hardened.
You don't get to choose.
I already have.
He reached into his coat and removed every document connected to the scheme. Without hesitation, he threw them into the rusted furnace. The papers curled, blackened, and disappeared into flames.
You fool!
The stranger shouted.
That bakery was worth a fortune.
It was never mine.
The stranger stepped forward and struck Adrian across the face.
You owe us.
I'll repay every dollar.
You can't.
I'll spend the rest of my life trying.
The stranger leaned close.
You still don't understand. This was never about money.
Adrian frowned.
What do you mean?
The bakery sits on land the county plans to purchase for the new railway.
Adrian stared at him.
It will be worth 10 times its current value.
Everything suddenly made sense. The kindness, the carefully planned deception, the forged investment proposals, the pressure to gain Amelia's trust. The bakery had never been the true prize. The land beneath it was. Meanwhile, Amelia stood alone in the bakery after closing. She opened the old wooden box her father had left behind. As she lifted the false bottom of the box, she discovered something she had never seen before. A sealed envelope. Across the front, her father's handwriting read, "Open only when someone asks you to sell the bakery." Her breath caught. Hands trembling, she broke the seal. Inside was another letter.
My dearest Amelia, if this letter has reached your hands, then history is trying to repeat itself. Years before you were born, several businessmen attempted to buy this property. They weren't interested in the bakery. They wanted the land. One day, someone may come wearing kindness instead of greed. Do not judge too quickly. Some people are sent to deceive you. Others are trapped by people far more dangerous than themselves. Remember this: the greatest test of wisdom is not recognizing evil. It is recognizing the good that still survives inside someone who has made terrible mistakes. Listen carefully before you condemn. Truth has many layers. Just as salt and sugar may appear identical, so can guilt and regret.
Amelia lowered the letter. Her tears fell silently onto the page. For the first time, she wondered if Adrian was not the author of the deception, but another victim caught inside it. Late that night, there was a knock on the bakery door. 3 quiet knocks. Amelia hesitated before opening it. Adrian stood outside. Snow covered his coat. A bruise darkened the side of his face. His eyes no longer held the effortless confidence she had first admired. Only exhaustion, only regret. Without waiting to be invited inside, he removed a thick envelope from his coat and placed it gently on the counter.
I owe you the truth.
Amelia looked at the envelope but did not touch it.
What is it?
My real name, my family's history, every lie I've told, and every truth I was too ashamed to admit.
His voice trembled.
I came here intending to betray you.
The words hung in the silence like shattered glass. Amelia closed her eyes. He continued.
But somewhere between your first loaf of bread and your first act of kindness toward a lonely stranger, I became the man I had been pretending to be.
A tear rolled down his cheek.
I don't expect forgiveness. I only wanted you to know that the love I have for you is the only thing in my life that was never a lie.
Before Amelia could answer, the sound of galloping horses echoed through the village. Both of them turned toward the window. Dark figures rode into Willow Creek through the falling snow. They carried lanterns. They carried weapons. And they were not looking for the bakery. They were looking for Adrian. The past he had tried to escape had finally found him. And by morning, Amelia would face the hardest choice of her life. Protect the man who had deceived her, or abandon the man who had risked everything to become worthy of the trust he once intended to steal. Outside, the wind howled across the sleeping village. Inside, the envelope remained unopened between them, holding the truth that would determine not only their future, but the future of everyone in Willow Creek. Salt, sugar, and wisdom. The church bell rang once, then twice. Its solemn echoes drifted across the snow-covered rooftops of Willow Creek, waking the village long before sunrise. Outside Hart's bakery, dark horsemen stood silently beneath flickering lanterns. Their faces were hidden beneath heavy coats, and their horses breathed clouds of white mist into the icy morning air. Inside, Amelia and Adrian stood motionless. Between them rested the unopened envelope. Between them also rested every lie, every act of kindness, every shared smile, every broken promise, and every fragile hope that somehow still refused to die. Another knock echoed through the bakery. This one was louder, more demanding. Adrian looked toward the door.
They're here for me,
Amelia whispered.
Who are they?
He took a deep breath.
They work for Victor Kane.
The name meant nothing to Amelia, but Adrian spoke it as though it belonged to a nightmare. Years ago, he began.
My father borrowed money to save our family after my mother's illness. Victor Kane wasn't a banker. He was a man who lent hope to desperate people. and collected far more than money when they couldn't repay him. My father spent the rest of his life trapped in debt. When he died, the debt became mine.
And the bakery?
It was never personal.
He lowered his eyes.
They believed this land would become valuable once the railway expansion reached Willow Creek. Their plan was simple: earn your trust, marry you if necessary, convince you to sign ownership papers, and disappear before anyone realized what had happened.
Every word struck Amelia like falling ice. She remembered the necklace, the flowers, the repaired shelves, the shared laughter, the long walks beside the river. Some had begun as deception, but not all of them. She could see it now. Love had slowly replaced the lie. It had simply arrived too late. A loud voice thundered from outside.
Adrian Woody.
The bakery windows rattled.
You have 1 minute.
Adrian closed his eyes.
I'm sorry.
He reached for the door. Before he could open it, Amelia gently took his hand. He looked at her, surprised.
You told me something last night?
She said quietly.
You said the love became real.
It did.
I believe you.
His eyes filled with tears.
But believing you doesn't erase what happened.
I know.
It doesn't erase the lies.
I know.
It doesn't restore the trust that was broken.
I know.
For several moments, neither of them spoke. Finally, Amelia whispered.
But perhaps it doesn't erase the possibility of becoming someone better.
She walked to the old wooden box her father had left her. From inside, she removed his final letter. She handed it to Adrian. He read the last lines slowly.
The greatest measure of a person is not whether they have fallen, it is whether they choose to rise after they do.
His hands trembled. No one had ever offered him grace before. His entire life had been built on fear. Fear had taught him to deceive. Fear had taught him to survive. Amelia was teaching him something entirely different. The bakery door burst open. Victor Kane stepped inside. He was older than Amelia expected. His silver hair was neatly combed. His dark overcoat was spotless. His smile was calm, almost friendly. That was what frightened her most. He didn't look like a criminal. He looked like a respected businessman. Victor removed his gloves slowly.
So,
his eyes settled on Adrian.
You've disappointed me.
Adrian stepped forward.
Leave her out of this.
Victor chuckled.
My dear boy, I was never interested in her.
He looked around the bakery.
I was interested in opportunity.
He picked up a fresh loaf of bread.
It amazes me how easily people trust appearances.
He smiled warmly.
They see a suit, they assume honesty. They hear polite words, they assume kindness. They see charity, they assume character.
His smile widened.
The world has always rewarded beautiful disguises.
Amelia realized with horror that Victor had mastered the very lesson her grandmother had warned her about. He was salt, carefully packaged as sugar. Margaret suddenly entered the bakery, followed by Mr. Bennett, Mrs. Dawson, the mayor, and dozens of villagers. No one had planned it. Word had spread quickly through Willow Creek. The villagers stood shoulder to shoulder behind Amelia. Victor looked around.
So, the entire village has arrived.
Margaret stepped forward.
No.
She smiled gently.
The truth has.
Victor laughed.
You have no evidence.
Adrian reached into the envelope.
I do.
Inside were years of contracts, forged signatures, payment records, coded letters, and names of every town Victor had defrauded.
I kept copies.
Victor's confident expression vanished.
You foolish boy.
I kept them because one day...
Adrian looked at Amelia.
I hoped I would become brave enough to stop running.
The village mayor accepted the documents.
So that's why you never destroyed everything.
Adrian nodded.
I thought I was preserving leverage.
He smiled sadly.
In reality, I was preserving my conscience.
Within the hour, the county sheriff arrived with deputies from the neighboring town. Victor Kane and his men were arrested without resistance. As they led him away, Victor paused beside Amelia.
You trusted too easily.
She looked calmly into his eyes.
Once.
He smiled.
You'll never trust again.
She shook her head.
No. I'll trust differently.
Victor frowned.
What does that mean?
Amelia answered softly.
It means I have learned the difference between blind trust and wise trust.
Without another word, Victor was taken away. The snow continued falling, but somehow, the village felt warmer. Months passed. Spring returned to Willow Creek. The trees blossomed once more, and the river carried away the last traces of winter. Hart's Bakery reopened after a brief closure. Above the entrance hung a new wooden sign. Fresh bread, honest hearts. Business flourished once again. Visitors came from neighboring towns after hearing the remarkable story of the little bakery that had survived deception without losing kindness. Adrian never asked Amelia to forgive him. Instead, he earned back small pieces of trust one day at a time. He repaired homes without payment. He helped elderly neighbors with their farms. He worked in the bakery from dawn until dusk, accepting only enough money to live modestly. Whenever someone praised him, he simply smiled and replied,
I'm still learning.
Years passed before Amelia finally accepted his proposal beneath the old willow tree where they had once walked together. There was no grand celebration, no expensive ring, no promises of perfection, only honesty, only patience. Only two people who had learned that love is strongest when it is built on truth instead of appearances. One summer afternoon, a little girl entered the bakery with her grandmother. She pointed toward two glass jars displayed on the counter.
Grandma!
Why do you keep sugar and salt together?
Amelia smiled. She poured a little of each into two tiny bowls.
They look exactly the same, don't they?
The little girl nodded.
Yes.
Would you know which is which just by looking?
She shook her head. Amelia smiled warmly.
Neither could I when I was your age.
So how do you know?
Amelia looked around the bakery, at Adrian laughing with customers, at Margaret knitting by the window, at children sharing warm cookies. Then she answered,
By taking time.
The little girl frowned thoughtfully.
I don't understand.
You will.
Amelia placed a tiny spoonful of sugar into the child's hand, then another spoonful of salt. The little girl's face changed instantly. She laughed.
They look the same.
They did. And that's exactly why we shouldn't judge with our eyes alone.
As evening settled over Willow Creek, Amelia locked the bakery door. She stood for a moment beneath the fading sunlight. Her father's words echoed gently in her heart. Salt and sugar look alike. She finally understood. The lesson had never been about becoming suspicious of everyone. It had never been about refusing to trust. It had been about giving trust the time it deserved. Appearances can open a door, words can begin a friendship, kindness can start a relationship, but only consistent actions, honest choices, and the courage to tell the truth can keep those doors open. Amelia looked toward the hills where the sun disappeared behind fields of golden wheat. Life had given her both sweetness and bitterness, both deception and redemption, both salt and sugar, and because she had tasted both, she had become wiser without becoming cynical, stronger without becoming hard, and kinder without becoming naive. She smiled as the first evening star appeared above Willow Creek. Some lessons begin in a kitchen, some begin with heartbreak. The greatest ones stay with us forever. The moral of this story: people are not always what they first appear to be. A pleasant face, polished words, or generous gestures can hide selfish intentions, while someone burdened by past mistakes may still choose honesty and redemption. Wisdom is not refusing to trust, it is allowing time, consistency, and character to reveal the truth. Just as salt and sugar can look identical, only experience and careful judgment reveal their true nature. And that is why the wisest hearts never trust appearances alone. They trust actions repeated over time. Thanks so much for tuning in. Before we go, I want to give a huge shout out to all of our listeners and viewers. You're the reason this show exists. Your support, feedback, comments, and engagement inspire us to keep creating meaningful stories that connect with people around the world. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed today's episode, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a new story. Keep being awesome, take care of yourselves, and thank you again for being part of our growing community. We appreciate every single one of you, and we can't wait to see you in the next episode.